I'm ready. Well, we drove out through the dust, past the abandoned buildings and the rundown warehouses, out to the kingdom of grapes and the luminous peach trees, out to where the chain link fence bent down beneath the weight of an ancient tree. And they were all there. Fathers and mothers, sisters and liars and killers. They were all buried there. And I left that town, Fresno, California, and I moved north to Sacramento, where the river cut the city in half, and the methamphetamine the bikers was making kept me up for days. And grapes cut a long green scar across the face of the valley floor. And like all wounds, it tells the story, the song of how the West was won. 'Cause out in California, the harbor towns are killing floor, washed with methamphetamines, and all the longshoremen's hands, they bleed through a cracked glove upon the wheel. 'Cause out in California, you find the sun. Up north, the capital gain, the rules for everyone, and a man with a suit and a chain. Well, he's with you, and he's gone. Crowned with a head full of thorns, Sodom and maybe Gomorrah. 'Cause out in California, they spend their nights in bars. They ride off in a stretch limousine, maps to the movie stars. 'Cause they want to make you believe that out in California, out in California, out in California, you find the sun. All right, thanks. Thanks a lot. As promised, I told you we're going to get into it. We're going to get into California. The bulk of this performance tonight will be a psychological review of my time in California and the subsequent dealing with said trauma. A lot of these songs are welcome, everybody, welcome, and welcome those of you that are out there in the universe. Most of these songs are on my last record, which is called Wildwood Road. This next song I'm going to do for you is called The Cautionary Tale of Richard Manuel. And this song, if you've heard the record, or when you get the record, see how hopeful I am about that? Yeah, that's called The Power of Positive Thinking. I read a book once, talked about that. But when you get the record, you'll hear this deep voice at the beginning and the end of this song. He's talking in the background. That voice you'll hear is Richard Burton. It's Richard Burton reading Fern Hill by Dylan Thomas. I stole Richard Burton's voice off of the internet reading that poem and put it on my record. So what? And it sounds like this. Now as I was young and easy beneath the apple boughs, about the lilting house and happy as the grass was green, the night above the dingle starry, time let me hail and climb, golden in the heyday of its eyes, and honored among wagons, I was prince of the apple towns, and once below a time I lordly held the leaves and trees. A trail of daisy and barley down the rivers of the windfall light. There was a time and a place, well, I felt the wheel and its grace. King Harvest sang in the fields. So we drank to what we made, and the season changed. Soon I felt the long and the slow decay. Why must I be the thief? Why must you see my grief? Can't explain, comes over me. Then I was crushed by the weight. I hung it all up and I waved goodbye to the crowd and the hands from the stage. Whispering sound I received through the pines and the trees. In a motel dream I swam from the beach to the sea. Why must I be the thief? Why must you see my grief? Tears of rage roll down my cheeks. I can't explain, comes over me. Home, so far away. So far away, home, so far away. Why must I be the thief? Why must you see my grief? Tears of rage roll down my cheeks. Can't explain. Can't explain. I can't explain. Can't explain what comes over me. Oh, what comes over me. what comes over me? Oh, what comes over me? Oh, what comes over me? What comes over me? What comes over me? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, did I ever tell you guys about Joni? Have I told you about her? Dave, I've told you about her, haven't I? Well, for the new folks here, I'd like to tell you about her. First time I saw Joni, she was standing there outside of the London motel. She's standing there like this, with her arms all akimbo. You know, she was leering at the men driving by on their way to work. Like this. And her eyes, man, her eyes, they were wine red. They were even redder than mine. Now, Joni, she had a room there at the London Motel. It was the corner room. It was on the second floor. It was room 207. It was the room that looked out over the freeway. And Joni says to me, "You want to meet me up there at my room?" I said, okay. I ascended the dark staircase to room 207, and I stood at the door and I knocked. And Joni, lit by the lone lamp, appeared, luminous and wistful. A girl from Aurora or Athens or Cassandra. Now, Joni, she'd been on her side of the door for so long that she had forgotten that there is a reason, perhaps, to human suffering, that we are all searching for a truth within or without. We stood there and we faced each other, her on her side of the door, me on mine. Above the whisper of the freeway, the cars going in one direction or another, that endless parade of souls down there on the earth, below the world we now hovered in. And Joni, she invited me inside, and I stepped across the threshold, and I stayed there for 25 years. No, 25 minutes. And she sent me on my way. Now, I saw Joni many times after that. I saw her there at the London and the Astro and the Stardust and the Sands. And Joni, she wasn't like the other girls, no. She never tried to steal my money or my dope. And she used to refer to me, to the others, as her sometimes boyfriend. You know, I kind of like that. I like that. The room was rich with magazines. The chain had been released. And in the darkness, you could see fingers sick with rings. There were no more wedding bells, and the planes winds had split the trees, and they sat on the edge of the bed with the queen of the London scene. And it was a time of infamy, a time of fallen kings. In the courtroom, you've been laid bare. The truth had been decreed. Thought you might get away, or you thought that you might break free. It's when you found out that you'd been ensnared by the queen of the London scene. In the orchard, while you dreamed, a shadow did appear. And there was something cold and dark poured in your ear. You tried to listen and you tried to hear, but there were only screams. Mouthful of bad advice from the queen of the London scene. Thank you. I played a gig last night. I played outside for the first time, obviously in about a year, and it was hot, right? And I saw a wasp. There was a wasp very close to me, and when it landed near my foot, I stepped on it and crushed it. And I got to tell you, that felt pretty good. My daughter was 4 when we were attacked by wasps in the front yard of our house in upstate New York, where we weathered the early years of her life, the pandemic, and my father's death. I'd traveled a long way to be there at the foot of a mountain, to be here tonight on this little tiny stage here in Kingston, New York, all the way from California, from the San Joaquin Valley, where summer chokes the light and light is transitory and always failing, where the voices of the gangsters echo off of the hardwood and the vaulted ceilings of homes, playground, gymnasium, and just outside of the art museum on Dakota and Clinton, the shrouded wolves waited. And inside I was learning to use words and images to change the dismal scenery of my surroundings. It was the first time I heard somebody compare a wrist to a star. What an elegant word, wrist. Oh man, what an infinitesimal piece of dust I was then. Mary, the interstate finally revealed my fate. I watched the sun turn red outside Virginia at 6 a.m. As I rode along, I started to hum you this song, something new and different than the motel dirge inside my head. And it goes like this: I love you, baby, and your wrists are white as stars. Mary, the human race is flawed and filled with hate. We can't change their minds. We can only sing the songs we write. They go like this: I love you, baby, as you sleep beneath the stars. Don't forget now, I love you, baby, as you spin beneath the stars. We can only be just who we are. State winds and makes its way. It takes you far afield, where it's hard to know just what is real. When you're a long way, when you're a long way from home, when you're a long way. Don't forget now, I love you, baby, as you spin beneath the stars. We can only be just who we are. Rain spills from the roof and down the windows if there is no air, only water. And soon we will all be submerged. thatch rattles in the wind. Once when I was 5, I slipped along the bottom of an underground pool that had been emptied out. I fell backwards, striking the back of my head. It was like walking along the surface of the moon. Which I've always wanted to do. Or maybe meandering the dunes of Mars in defiance of the atmosphere. So who cares if it rains? Or if the wind becomes forceful enough to unwind me from my spot here on this earth? I was never here anyway. I was always, someplace else, you know. And now that I've achieved greatness, ladies and gentlemen, I can spend all day staring into the expiring sun. The one thing I've never understood and never relied upon entirely to keep me from turning into stone. Open your eyes in the dark. Night won't be long. It's here and gone. The shorebirds are shrieking. Words disappear in your ear. The more that you think you're right, you're wrong. Time spent dreaming. Cain put his brother down. God appeared and asked around, and the only sound could be found was Abel's shallow breathing. That you've been feeling. The headlines on the ceiling, keeping you from sleeping through the light that burst in and lit up the room. It's hard to rest with a fire in the nest, and the dark that grows darker inside your chest. So you breathe, you breathe. When you said you can't change, well, I turned my head and I walked away. east into the evening, east into the evening, east into the evening. Oh, thank you. I just saw my phone. My wife left a message. My wife's at home watching right now. She said something like this: "Why are you combing your hair like that now?" She said to me. That's not what she said. She said, "It looks great." Dave Shell, ladies and gentlemen, owner of Green Kill, the mastermind of this setup here, and Scott Kent on sound over there. Give them a round of applause. No, she said, "It looks great, Dave." And what was I going to say? Oh, I made the hair comment. So ever since my father passed away, it's been about a year, I've started combing my hair like him. And all of a sudden, I'm just becoming him. I don't know if you guys have experienced this sort of thing, but like my dad had this say, sorry, buddy, it's going to happen no matter what. I mean, my dad and I had, I don't know how you would describe this relationship, but, you know, he was the best man at my wedding, and we were very close. We had our differences, but my dad had this particular smell, and he combed his hair a certain way, and he body looked, and I've just become, I can smell him, and my arms, everything, it just happened, and it's so strange. It's such a strange thing. I tried describing it to my child today, and she just laughed at me. This next song is a newer song, and it's kind of like a CSI type of song. Not that I'm into that sort of thing. I dealt with a lot of people that were transient, you know, and I always wondered where they came from. And sometimes they'd say like, "Oh yeah, last night I was in Reno," you know, and then they were in my town, which was Fresno, or you know, they'd say, "Oh, just, you know, last week I was in Arizona," say, you know, and then they'd be in Fresno, and then they'd be gone again after a week. And I often thought about leaving my own life like that, just leaving it and going to making up some new life. This is a little song called The Mysterious Disappearance of Lynn Burke. The first 3 days they found your aerosol can. In the weeds along the interstate, laced and lined with your DNA. Confidence in science, forensics, and evidence slowly wane when faced with silence and arrogance. And you were gone for good, and I didn't know then, and I couldn't say how. I know I let you down. I let you down. We took the photostats, the sketches and pictures from Photomat, and placed them on the corkboards, the places where they'd seen you last. The ladies at the truck stop, you couldn't say when, they couldn't be sure. Last time that they'd seen you, and who you were with, what you were wearing. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. I see it clearly now. Now you're not around. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. Found your fur on a coat rack in Damascus late November. Check had not been paid, but you left without a word. You were gone for good, and I didn't know then, and I couldn't say how. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. I know I let you down. 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 I know she's trapped there by fate, jackknifed above white clapboard, high in a neon dive. The Fresno Motel along Freeway 99, between Storyland and the Parkway Inn. Lurid causeway where nothing begins again and again. Clandestine meetings of the Nevermind. Magazines lie open. The television blares passionless. And against the dark, a lighter flares. A tiny beacon from the lost island of the bed. She's miles away, and the burning fever's gone from the heat freight waves and the freight trains. Time and space, well, it turns and it teeters on, and the wheel takes a slightly different turn away. Hey, and what's that speed she's traveling on? And what's that sound that keeps her hanging all along by the freeways? What's that speed she's traveling on? What's that sound that keeps her hanging all along by the freeways and the freight train? Stayed too long. She stayed too long. She stayed too long. So, I'd like to play this a new song of mine. It's a little angry, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I am obsessed with the dark side of life. Anyway, I'm just gonna play it. This is a little song called The Secret Underground Railroad. I wrote this song, it was during, I think it was midterm elections, so I was angrier than usual, I think. Which is pretty angry. Blacksmith saved shackles and the shoes that she once made. Oh, royalty be damned. They thought they had control, but soon they found can't pay off those volunteers who showed up with their buckets all full of tears to put out the fires raging east of Eden. Please don't ever mention the things you seen there, and always remember to tip your waiter. And oh, where do you stand? Don't pretend you're here to lend a hand. Smart, but everything you do just falls apart. Keep your eye on the ball as it swerves across the plate and smacks you right in the face. And even if you finally get on base, you find out that the umpires have all been paid. And the man in the stands, well, he owns all the bleachers. He bought all the players and he sold you those sneakers. Now there's a message you can sing. The Salvation Army girls are waiting in the across the ocean, down the hall. The dream you dreamed outside a restless shopping mall. But you can't see out a dirty window. You will never know which way the wind blows. Picking up those leaflets and magazines, it's a filthy subscription for something obscene. It's a tired and a useless, unwanted prescription. It's a snake oil cure for a nagging condition. And all our time here is short. End of our endless days, we soon report to the man in the cloak waiting right off stage, written into the story from the very first page. It's an ending that you knew you could never escape, an exploding candle on your birthday cake, and you pass through the eye of the needle to the kingdom. Secret underground railroad to freedom. All right. I'm very impressed with the sound you guys are making. So the people watching online, it sounds to them like it's packed house. Like, please, everybody. Yeah. Anyway, it's a joy that you're here. It's great to be here with you. I'm on this new Jenny Craig diet. And so you'll see me periodically hiking up my trousers. I apologize. I need suspenders. Okay. There's a new message from my wife, and I'm afraid to look at it. I shudder to think what she might have said. I'm afraid to look, 'cause anyway. How you guys feeling? You all right? I got a few more songs. All right, great. This is a little song I wrote for a guy named John Lewis. And I shall not be moved from this here counter. I will not be told that I can't stay. I will not be made to sit in silence. I'm not afraid. And I shall not be burned with sticks of fire. And I know why the hooded hide their face. And even though they hate and hide my father, I refuse to hate. The blood of God comes pouring down to heal the faithful, to feed the saints, to grace the graceless. And I shall not be moved from this place. And I shall not be made to work for hours. I will not be pulled apart that way. I will not earn cancer for your dollars, 'cause I am not a slave. And I shall not be moved from love's table, even though you take away my plate. I will eat the bread of life, my brother, even though you hate. The blood of God comes pouring down to heal the faithful, to feed the saints, grace the graceless. And I shall not be moved from this place. And I shall not be moved from this place. And I shall not be moved from this place. All right, thank you. Switch them, it could be a real disaster. You ever done that? Have the wrong harmonica? Yeah, and then you step up to the microphone and you blow the wrong note. They say that all stage fright stems from the fear of messing up in front of other people. I guess that's true. I don't know. You think it's true? You do? Yeah. Right. It's not easy, I'll tell you. It's not easy to be perfect. Walked in from out of the cold and you made yourself useful for the first time in your whole goddamn life. And you brought with you all those stories from Fresno and California. And you were tired of them. You were always talking about some unseen force or something that had a hold of you and had wrangled you to the ground. You were always talking about Mr. Sorrow and the way he lived inside your mind. Remember that time you found a black widow living under the arm of your couch? You just got done pulling all the pictures out of the bedroom and you dragged them out onto the lawn. Remember that time you smashed all the mirrors in your house and you pulled the sink out of the wall? That was Sacramento, remember? Thought you'd come to the end of the road or the end of the world or something. But it wasn't really that bad compared to what would happen next. Remember San Diego, 16th and Imperial? All the people living on the street. Remember that time you drove that guy down to Los Angeles? You wandered around Skid Row for an hour or so. Oh, whoa. I mean, it was all there, man. Walked around Skid Row for a while. You thought you'd never come back from there. But your time was never up. And now that you're safer, much safer than you've ever been, you can't stop thinking about your own death. And all you can think about is the way you're gonna go, the way you're gonna die. It's all you can think about. It's all you ever think about. Thank you very much. I got 2 more songs. Thanks for sitting and listening. Thanks for tuning in if you're out there in the ether. This is a song, it's at the end of Wildwood Road. It's the last song on the record. It has a title, Souls Repeating is the title, which I'm not all, the terms, the word soul, right? To whatever it is, you know, it's just a word that we've come up with to describe some thing that we really can't put our finger on, I guess. But I have this notion that we're just repeating, you know, like I'm turning into my father, you know, and we turn into, we're all each other, and we're just repeating. It's really silly to say it out loud. But I wrote this song with my daughter, my 4-year-old. Well, she was 4 at the time. She's 6 now. And I had this guitar riff for a very long time, and I couldn't write a song. And then I had the guitar riff before my daughter was even born. And then one day after I was sitting there playing it, she walked in and sang the first verse. Like this. When I use my eyes, when I use my eyes, I can see the sunrise, I can see the sunrise. Here we are. Here we are. When I wave goodbye, when I wave goodbye, hope that you'll be there, hope that you'll be there when I come back home. Here we are. Lucky that we came this far. When I wave goodbye, when I wave goodbye, I hope that you'll be there, hope that you'll be there when I come back home. Here we are. Lucky that we came this far. Wildwood Road, Wildwood Road, Wildwood Road. You must leave now, take what you need, you think will last. Whatever you wish to keep, better grab it fast. Yonder stands your orphan with his gun, crying like a fire in the sun. And look out, the saints are coming through. And it's all over now, baby blue. The highway is for gamblers, you better use your sense. Take what you have gathered from coincidence. The empty-handed painter from your street, she's drawing crazy patterns on your sheets. The sky too is folding over you. It's all over now, baby blue. And all you seasick sailors, they're all going home. And all your reindeer armies are all going home. The lover who has just walked out your door, she's taken all the blankets from the floor. This carpet too is moving under you. It's all over now, baby blue. Leave your stepping stones behind, 'cause something calls for you. Forget the debt that you left, they will not follow you. The vagabond who's rapping at your door, well, he's standing there in all those clothes that you once wore. So strike another match, go start anew, 'cause it's all over now, baby. And it's all over now, it's all over now, baby. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thanks for listening wherever you are out there. Thanks a lot, Dave and Scott. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.